This segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, welcome back, everyone, and we have with us Brandon Dowdy, but we open up the phone lines at 737-7767. They've been open. Just call us for any questions you might have. We are talking whitetail deer. Now, we've been primarily talking about the bucks, okay, and the buck limits. We had a new law, a new rule, a new regulation this year about the antler on a button buck breaking the plane of the hairline.
That's right. Now, if an antler protrudes the skin on the deer's head, it is a legal buck.
That's tough.
It can make it a little bit interesting when you're rifle hunting for sure.
Well, and in regards to that, Brandon, and I'm hearing all kinds of pros and cons. I mean, really. The bad thing is, I think that kids get excited, or not just kids. I mean, even anybody.
Yeah, right.
Say they've been out in the woods for 4 or 5 hours and they haven't seen anything, and all of a sudden this little button buck shows up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's a deer.
Yeah.
Can I shoot him, Daddy? Or whatever.
Right.
Well, you go ahead. You might think it's a small doe, but it's a buck, so it goes against your buck tag.
Yeah.
There's some serious pros and cons here.
There's been a lot of talk about that. I've heard more negative about it than positive. I did talk to one guy from East Tennessee that said that he was excited now because if he saw antler at all, he knew that it was a legal buck and he could shoot it.
Yeah.
So I guess there are some pros and cons to it. I'm not a huge fan. I can kind of see both sides of that deal.
I can too.
But it's definitely going to make people look harder before they shoot a doe. And what I suggest with that too, and I've told people this for a long time, but usually when we're shooting does, especially in the late season, I usually will wait till there's a group of them. If you're shooting a single doe right now, can be risky business.
Because bucks are dropping their antlers.
That's right, because you're liable to shoot one which now that would be legally an antlerless deer, so that wouldn't hurt you. But I'm just saying I guess.
You don't get to see it next year though. How
right,
big it's going to be? It's gone.
There's a 100% chance he won't be.
He won't be back.
Year. That's right, 100% chance.
You're exactly right, and I have done it.
Yeah,
I have shot.
Yeah.
I have thought it was a big doe, and here she come, and I watched her jump the fence out of a field and came right towards me, and I knew she was a big doe.
Yeah.
And I put it right where you're supposed to put it, and she went about 30 yards and fell over, and I went over there because why wait when they're down?
Right.
So I went over there, and it's a buck, and he had bloody spots where his antlers had just fallen out.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a lot.
That happens. That happens a lot right now with these late seasons.
Brandon, we got several callers here. Let's go with Lewis. Lewis, how can we help you tonight? Lewis? Hello, Lewis?
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Man, I never thought I'd get through on the line here. Can't believe it.
You're on here.
Yeah, I'm on here now, ain't I?
That's right.
Here in Sterrett County. We had a question for you.
Okay.
I'll hang up and listen. I don't want to take up your time.
Okay.
We watched about, it was probably 4 weeks ago or so, you had a guy call in and ask about, I kind of honor him for asking it. It's kind of a controversial topic, but about the dogs.
Yes.
Well, I don't approve of shooting dogs. I had a dog shot one time, and I really don't appreciate the talk about it, but I think you handled it real well.
Well,
But my question is on it.
Okay.
If somebody was to do that, how? For one, I think they ought to have the law called on them, myself.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, Lewis, I totally agree with you. Because I'm an outdoors guy. I love the outdoors, and I love my dogs. I always have, and I've had a dog ever since I was knee high to a grasshopper.
Heard that.
And I used to have a black Labrador Retriever, and I was going to get into duck hunting, Brandon. Really was going to get into it. One of my dear friends trained it for me, and I'm telling you, I spent probably over $3,000 to get him trained. Now this dog, let me tell you something, Lewis. This dog was like no other lab you've ever seen. He would dive in 10 foot of water to get something and bring it back up. And then I came home from work one day, and my latch was open, my lock was busted off, and my dog was gone. And I haven't duck hunted until this year, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago. And I haven't duck hunted again till this year. But I'm telling you, it's something about having a dog.
For you, man. I feel for you.
And he's your partner. He's your partner. He's your hunting buddy. He's part of the family. Or he or she's part of the family. They're riding the truck seat with you, for crying out loud. You know?
Really is.
So should there be something against people that just shoot dogs for the heck of it? You darn right there should be. And they ought to pay dearly for it too. So I agree with you, Lewis. But there is other circumstances. There's the thing with LBL with the dogs are packing up, and now you've got feral dogs or whatever you want to call them, Yodis or there's all kinds out there. But people are just releasing them. Huh?
They get kind of dangerous in neighborhoods up here around Stewart and Montgomery County.
So there's a little bit of give and take there.
Kids running around,
But if that dog's got a collar on and it's got somebody's name on there that it belongs to, dude, don't be shooting it.
It belongs in a fence.
Because
my question was about the 2-buck limit.
Yeah.
I know it's hard on everybody, and everybody's arguing, bickering all the time. Got on the internet the other day. It's all everybody's wanting more bucks, and then one guy's wanting the $1, and then nobody can make their mind up on it. But I really appreciate all the officials that's taking a stand on it, and it's really helped over the last couple of years, just like y'all was talking about in there.
Well, Lewis, I've got to take some other callers. We got a bunch on here, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's just give this thing some time.
My bucks open in the morning, and I would appreciate them opening back up to $3 or $4 a year.
Sounds great. I appreciate it, Lewis. Thank you, brother.
Hey, thank you, man.
I'll see you soon. All right, we got Johnny. Johnny, how can we help you tonight?
Hey, Hughes, how you doing, buddy?
We're doing great.
I love your show, man, every day, watching on Thursday. I got a question to ask you.
Okay.
I have a friend living in Arkansas, okay? He's got Arkansas license, but if he comes up here to fish, does he have a Tennessee license also?
Yes, sir, he does. But he can get a 3-day pass instead of having to buy a full-fledged Tennessee license. So if he's up here and he wants to fish for a couple of days, they have a 3-day pass.
That's $20.50.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
What the fish is biting at?
Hey, the fish are biting, let me tell you. I just got some great reports about Chickamauga. Chickamauga's on fire. Percy Priest is on fire.
What they catch on Percy Priest?
They're catching bass, lots of bass on Percy Priest right now with the A-rig and a jig. And then also Old Hickory, if you go by the Gallatin Steam Plant and carry some...
I went up our last about a week ago with me and Paul, my friend, we caught 102 tilapias.
And they're great. They are fantastic, and everybody's catching them just the old perch jerking way, just a bobber and a red wiggler.
Yes, sir. Are any hybrid rockfish running up there?
Well, I heard some people are chasing them, but I hadn't heard of too many people doing any good yet. Wow. So, but it's that time. It's time. And let me tell you something else too. Sauger fishing is getting better and better, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't mind the cold and you can stand it and you stay out there, it's time. We hope that helps you out.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Thank you. And we got Clay. Clay, how can we help you tonight?
Well, I had a question for Brandon. I was wondering about, heard something about this like deer feeder trough.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, you know, if it worked any better than just a regular feeder that was a spreader.
Well, it depends on what you're feeding. The trough it is a good idea, especially if you're going to use a pelletized feed. Say you're going to use a supplemental pellet feed like that. If it gets wet, it'll clump and can crumble on you. So if you keep it in that trough, you know, it'll keep it dry. But also in a spinner feeder, it tends to get moisture inside that feeder. So even if you mix it with corn, as that makes its way down to the bottom to that spinner, it can clog it up. So a trough feeder, definitely, if you're wanting to use a pelletized type feed, is a good way to go. You also allow more deer to stand around it, you know, as far as for pictures and things like that. A regular spinner feeder is great for corn, as far as keeping it timed and keeping your coons and things like that out of it all day long. But definitely for any kind of soybean meal, pelletized feeders, things like that, trough is definitely the best way to go, or at least a gravity feeder of some sort.
We hope that helps you out, Clay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got to do our tip of the week. Hold on to those phone calls. We'll answer them here in a little bit, but we got to go do our tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is being brought to you by Davidson County Farmers Co-op. Hey, let me tell you something. Those fine folks over there are ready to help you with all your chickens, your deer, whatever, cows, horses, cats, dogs, everything. They can help you out. Got running specials all the time out there. Just check them out. Davidson County Farmers Co-op. You go on our website and link to them and check them out. They got deals going on all the time. All right? This week's tip. Hey, let me tell you something. I have got a new sponsor coming on that has the drones. And dude, I'm telling you, Brandon, I was just blown away by what these drones can do.
It's pretty cool how far they've come, isn't it?
Dude, they can help us in hunting so much that it just blew my mind. My mind was going 800 miles an hour figuring out all the things we could do. If you can get those with the cameras and try the drones, just you can take your scouting to a whole different degree, I think. Finding those good acorn trees, stuff like that, bedding areas, tracking new trails that you'll be able to see. So check them out, drones, and we'll let you know where to go next week, because they'll be a part of the show next week. But we'll let you know where to go to get those drones, okay? So we'll be right back with more Southern Woods and Waters.